Are things changing? You got a national inquiry about the rape gangs, or do you? You said they're not going to follow through that, but they've acknowledged it for the first time ever.
So the national inquiry, yeah? Oldham, where this come out of, Raj Miah needs a lot. You should sit down with Raj Miah, get him on.
Okay.
Raj Miah was fighting in Oldham, parents were fighting in Oldham to get an inquiry. Oldham, 33% Muslim population, Labour council. 5 times they voted down in the council against any inquiry. So we've had an inquiry in Telford. It wasn't a national one with statutory power. It was a solicitor-led one. Now, Telford has a 1.7% Muslim population. That's why we got an inquiry, yeah? Rotherham has 3.7% Muslim population. Now, if we got 1,400 victims in Rotherham and 1,000 in Telford, there's no Muslims in those towns. You're never going to get the figures in Oldham, where it's 33% Muslim population. You're never going to get the figures in Bradford. They're going to be covering up, yeah? So in Oldham, they're fighting for this inquiry, and the Labour Council keep voting it down. And literally there's videos. I'm going to use this in my next documentary. I'm making a documentary about it. The families are being dragged out of the council building, screaming and crying, because they want this inquiry. They want to investigate what's happened, and they just shut it down. So then what happens is, at the local elections, independents stand and say, we will give an inquiry. So then they get in and they say, right, we're having an inquiry. This is what happened when I was in jail. So then the local council go to the Labour government and say, we want an inquiry. What does Jess Phillips do? She shuts it down again. Labour, again, shut it down. This is what blew the whole situation up with Elon Musk, because they shut down the inquiry again. And then what they say is, we'll have these little inquiries. Now, you see the little inquiries, which is what they've done in Telford. If they don't give statutory power, it means that there's no power to summons under oath, on oath, for police officers and council officers and social services. So if they had statutory power, they get the police officer, what did you know? Yeah. If they lie, they're getting 2 years, right? So that's the only way to get the truth. Now, in Telford, what they did was they tried to get an inquiry, and the council, including the Labour MP, wrote to Amber Rudd, who was Conservative Home Secretary, and blocked it. I've got the letter. I've got their signatures on the letter. Yeah? They wrote and blocked it. So
what the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week, and for me, that was huge, because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best, and hope you come join us.
then they blocked it. So then they had a solicitor-led inquiry, which has no power. So even though we had an inquiry in Telford, which was devastating, we didn't actually get the real information, because the real people are protected because there's no statutory power. So what Labour are cleverly trying to do is give 4 little inquiries that have no power. So we don't understand the dirt in the police force. We don't understand social services. We can't get the truth. Right? That's what they're still trying to do. So they're still trying to make it look like there's an inquiry. But if they allow an inquiry, if they do, say for example in Rochdale, when there was a rape gang scandal and there was 100 victims, well, Councillor Hussain for the Labour Party went to court and gave a character reference for the rapists. He went to court as a local Labour representative and said, no, this rapist is a lovely bloke, I know him. Yeah. So the girl that was raped in his community, he's her representative, and he went to court to defend the rapist. The ex-Labour mayor of Bolton went to court to defend the rapist. Now, what happened to Councillor Hussain after he gave a statement for rapists of kids? He didn't lose his job. He got accelerated through the Labour Party. In Oldham, what happened to the man whose job it was to protect kids for the Labour Party? He's in jail as one of the rapists. In Rotherham, Councillor Yaxley-Lennon, who was the main uncle of the main rapist for the Rotherham scandal, who got the biggest sentence out of any in the country, he was active with the gangs. So if we have a real inquiry that has statutory power, what we're going to find out is that it was a Labour rape gangs. They weren't just Muslim rape gangs. They were Labour's Muslim rape gangs in every town and city. Labour are in the middle of it, they're in bed with it. When they weren't covering up, they were involved in it, and none of them cared. So that's why there's been the mass cover-up, because of how dirty all their hands are. So, and for me...
So would a conservative government be...
No.
They don't want to do this either?
No, conservative governments were in power for 14 years. They didn't want to do it either. None of them want to do it. They were all part of it. All of them were part of it.
Right.
All of them were part of the cover-up. Every police force, every single political party were all part of it.
Happened in London too, you think?
Well, this is the thing. We've got 55 cities where it's happened. They say, yeah? Luton's not in that city. Well, I know about 50 victims. Huh? My cousin was one of them. So we've had 55 cities where there's been arrests. In every single community where there's a Muslim community, these gangs are active. Now, Muslims make up 5% of the UK population, 84% of the convictions for this gang level grooming. Yeah? 30% of the men convicted are called Mohammed. Why? You're not allowed to ask that question, or you're an Islamophobe, or you get shut down, you get attacked. And why? Why are the Sikhs not doing it? How come there's no Sikh gangs doing this? How come they're all Muslim? How come there's no Hindu gangs? How come the Sikhs are victims, the Hindus are victims, the Christians are victims, we're all victims of we're literally got groups that have been imported into our nation that are raping their way through every town city. And it's not like, and the people are now seeing this, whereas they hid it. Now everyone can see it. You can see it in the hotels, the sexual assaults and the rapes coming out of the migrants in the hotels. They're being imported in, they're covering it up. The one in Portsmouth recently, the one in Epping. Like literally, in fact, again, I challenge anyone to do this. You can do this now. Go put in refugee rape Leicester. It'll bring up case after case. Refugee rape Manchester. It'll bring up refugees in Manchester being convicted of rape. Refugee rape Leeds. So what is the government's job? First and foremost, to protect the British people. I don't care about some Somali, if I'm honest, or some Afghani on a boat. I care about the British women and their safety, our women, and our families who have sacrificed for this nation. And we've got politicians that care more about Gaza. They talk more about Gaza. So it's four times as many British MPs wrote letters to block me getting entry to America than they've ever mentioned grooming. So, but we are, whilst I'll be so negative and everything is negative, we are in a position now where the public are awake. There is a revolution brewing in Great Britain. You feel it? I can feel it and see it. In the last couple of years, since you went to prison this last time? The last 24 months has really accelerated. There's a Christian revival coming.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.